So you have an SR, you clean the throttle body, and now your idle is pretty high, maybe 1,500 RPMs, maybe more, maybe a little bit less. And you're wondering, you know, oh, I just cleaned the throttle body, why is it idling high? I want you to try this, and I'll explain what's going on here in a second. My car's a little loud, so. Now on your idle air control valve, you have an adjusting screw. See that screw? I want you to take a marker and mark where it was before. Okay, we're going to turn it right. This is going to add less air into your system. See where we're at now. It's like we're hovering right around 1,000. I'm going to leave it right around there. So what that screw is doing is you're either allowing more air to enter the IAC or more or less air by adjusting that. So what's probably happening is all that crud that's on your throttle body. Your throttle needs to open over time a little bit more so it can idle. Once you clean all that crud off, your ECU is kind of preset to that, you know, so once you clean it off, your throttle position is just a little bit more open because of the ECU. So to account for that, you need to adjust that screw. That's my theory anyways. I'm not too sure. Other cars, you can do a relearn process, you know, with like a scan tool. Maybe go on Google for other cars and, you know, see what you can do for a relearn. If your car's idling high and you didn't mess with the throttle body, you didn't clean it, it's most likely going to be a vacuum leak. So you need to take something like this. You can get this on eBay. And it pumps up. You can put this in your intake track. This will pump up and swell, and it'll plug your intake track. And then you can blow in this and it'll push air in there, and then you're going to spray around the, you know, the intake track, the intercooler piping and all that, and try to find where it's bubbling. That'll find your vacuum leak for that. Or you could use something like this, you know, make your little homemade boost leak tester. But that's the most common for high idle, is you're getting unmetered air past the MAF, and it's almost always a vacuum leak. But if this happened right after you clean the throttle, you need to adjust that idle air control valve. So I hope that helps some of you guys. Now, I don't know if over time I'm going to have to readjust this as the ECU learns. You might have to. I was looking on the forums, I couldn't find any relearn or anything like that. But, you know, and then I saw on the idle air control valve there was that screw. So, you know, that's got to be allowing a certain amount of air to enter, obviously. So yeah, we'll go from there. If after a couple of weeks your idle starts to become real low, adjust it out, because that just probably means your ECU is, you know, is trying to self-adjust. Yeah, like I said, you know, that crud that builds up around the throttle plate, your ECU is having that plate open a little bit more and more so it can actually breathe that idle. So think about it. Once you clean that crud out, you have all this extra air entering past the throttle body. past that throttle plate that's slightly open. So I don't know, just give that a try. Hope you guys enjoy it.